You have EnterTheCronic's Rabbit Hole. And Ellen Dill, thank you so much for your Patreon membership request. You are bringing Eurovision back down the rabbit hole. And today we're going to be listening to Shkodra Elektronike, and today the song is Zjerm. This is live. This is Albania. This is the first semi-final react video for us to react to, and this is from Eurovision 2025, and I can't wait to get into it.
And we already did the music video for this, which was incredible. And since this is the semi-final, today, though, is the final. So this is urgent. After watching this, if it moves you, you know exactly what to do. And on the flip side, we'll have more information on that. But as Canadians, we don't have anything like Eurovision over here. So it's quite the musical spectacular. We're so excited to be part of it. And we can't wait to be moved by this live semi-final performance. Okay, Chronicans, if this is your first time here, this is a very special reaction. I already know that, so we're going to have a big write-up so Ellendale can let us know why this is a big deal. Dear Kyle and Alana and Chronicans, before we get into the most special reaction I will probably request in the entire year of 2025, before we see how Shkodra Elektronike set the stage on fire, no pun intended, at semi-final 1 of Eurovision 2025 last Tuesday, I will tell people the most important thing. Please vote for Albania and Shkodra Elektronike on Saturday in the grand final of Eurovision 2025, which is today. Which will begin at 9 p.m. Central European Time. Albania truly has the chance to win Eurovision for the first time ever. So we have to make sure everyone is voting and everyone is telling their friends and family to vote too. People from the rest of the world, which means non-participating countries like Canada, the US, Japan, and even some European countries like Romania and Hungary will be able to vote online on www.esc.vote. And the online voting will already be opened at midnight in the night between Friday and Saturday. As soon as you're checking it, as we're speaking,
now.
Everyone from non-participating countries will be able to cast 20 votes per payment method. Wow, on the actual website. And this voting window will be open all day long on Saturday. People from participating countries in Europe plus Australia will additionally be able to vote via phone call and SMS. And voting window for them will be open shortly before the first song is being performed in the grand final and close approximately 40 minutes after the last song. Remember, everyone can cast 20 votes with each voting method. So if you can vote via phone with your landline phone, via SMS, and with your smartphone, and you can already vote 40 times, you can also vote online and even cast 20 more votes. Being handy. And if you have more phones at home or friends or family next to you, you know what to do. Be a good Samaritan here. It's possible to vote much more than 20 times if you use multiple voting methods. And please share this information with all people you know. Kyle and Alana, you are getting these notes during the most stressful and most beautiful time of the year. It is stressful because I decided to create another Eurovision support page on Instagram after supporting Lord of the Lost in 2023. And it's stressful because I'm working on the account Shkodra Eurovision 2025 without eating or sleeping just to ensure that you share the necessary information and content to help Shkodra Elektronike winning Eurovision 2025. But it is also the most beautiful time of the year because the semifinals of Eurovision are happening during the week and the grand final takes place on Saturday night. Albania and Shkodra Elektronike are qualified for the grand final on Tuesday, enchanting the entire globe with a magical performance that has literally blown away millions of people worldwide. Beatrice and Cole's semifinal performance is on everyone's lips right now, just like Bambi Thug's performance around the same time last year. We know what that sure did. Do you remember the same crucial time 1 year ago?
Yeah.
I think that comment probably addressed that. However, in 2025, we are talking about fire as the hot element is the guiding theme of Zjerm, as you might remember. I could literally talk about all the details of this cathartic and highly spiritual performance for hours, just because I want to share my endless love for Shkodra Elektronike's evocation with the whole world, but I'll end up with the information you need to understand how sophisticated and profound every detail of this genius stage and concept is. If you think back to the lyrics of Zjerm, they offer two different perspectives on the world. While Beatrice is dreaming of a better world, Cole is facing the bitter truth of reality. The multiple color schemes on stage are a visual expression of the song's message. Moreover, Beatrice's breathtaking dress, which was designed and crafted by her highly creative mom, is inspired by the Albanian legend of Rozafa. Here's Wikipedia's summary to give you an insight. The story tells about the initiative of three brothers who set down to build a castle. They worked all day, but the foundation walls fell down at night. They met a wise old man who seems to know the solution to the problem, asking them if they were married. When the three brothers responded positively, the old man said, "If you really want to finish the castle, you must swear never to tell your wives what I'm about to tell you. The wife who brings you your food tomorrow, you must bury alive in the wall of the castle.
Oh my God.
Only then will the foundation stay put and last forever." The three brothers swore to not speak to their wives of what happened there. However, the two eldest brothers broke their promise and quietly told their wives everything, while the honest youngest brother kept his promise and said nothing. The mother of the three brothers knew nothing of their agreement, while the next afternoon at lunchtime, she asked her daughters-in-law to bring lunch to the workers. Two of them refused with an excuse. The brothers waited anxiously to see which wife was carrying the basket of food. It was Rozafa, the wife of the youngest brother, who left her younger son at home. Embittered, the youngest brother explained to her what the deal was, that she was to be sacrificed and buried in the wall of the castle so that they could finish building it, and she didn't protest, but worried about her infant son. She accepted being immured and made a request. "I have but one request to make. When you wall me, leave me a hole from my right eye, from my right hand, and from my right foot, and from my right breast. I have a small son. When he starts to cry, I will cheer him up with my right eye. I will comfort him with my right hand. I will put him to sleep with my right foot, and wean him with my right breast. Let me breast turn to stone, and the castle flourish. May my son become a great hero, ruler of the world."
Wow.
What a story.
What a story indeed.
Rozafa's story is the story of female sacrifice and boundless love. You got that right, because you will find the connection between Beatrice's dress and this legend. Shkodra Elektronike wanted to honor this legend with their performance because they love their hometown, Shkodra, from the bottom of their hearts. I can't even find words for how touched I feel by the beauty they evoke. So people, please vote like never before, because Albania can win the whole thing today on Saturday. And that was a powerful story.
That's
Almost
a very
bringing
powerful
tears to my
story.
eyes right there, and just the love of mother is as intense as it gets for
It sure is.
sacrifice. And
What you're willing to do for your children.
am I mistaken, or is this the one where it was like that perfect minute, and then the reality of what it would take to enforce this minute, or was that a
Yeah,
different
that's
song?
this one.
That is this song?
That is this one.
Okay, right.
The perfect minute, and then the fire, because Zjerm. It's like, well, how would you create that?
Yeah, what do you have to burn and erode away and all these things?
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so I was just making sure we were on point, and let's get into this together now. Zjerm?
Zjerm.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Wow. Holy snap. What a stage. Yeah.
Minutën këtë qast më paranoj Pas që jo te ylber të duket botën Në përëkës një mbulon s'ke kurset me arrogancë Dhe se të nafton që s'prishet koha Përfundova në nuj kur s'mo thot kolla Imagjino një minut pa ushtar Po jetima as një shishe një oqean Si vjenera jarga dha lirin e fjallë Sa më thonë shkoa Kryo në mua një sabër të pastër Në
her voice.
të tërgoj dritën Ama mizere, ama
Goosebumps already.
Në zemrën time, zemrën teme Ky minuto të vazhdoj Njerëz të mirë, njerëz pa emër Kërcejnë padën shpirt Janë aneti do tajme Ku kam liu s'do të haroj Janë aneti do tajme Vazhdoj me shtrejt, 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 shtrejt
Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna have the fire coming now. Oh. What a stage control. I love his voice.
Njerëz po emën e njerëz të lirt, një sekutën e din si shtatë dhika që t'mullin shpirt. Zjerm, këtu flende Tirana e hana yjet si shofim se yjet në shkel kama kuret si njerëm. Zjerm, jena t'unt për flake drit, e t'kërkon këtë darë që s'pan të shnërit.
Jo në mua një zemër të pastër, në notën time të dërgoj dritën. Aman miserere, aman miserere. Në zemrën time, zemrën teme, të mirut po të varfoj. Njerëz të mirë, njerëz po emër, kërcin bëdhen shpirt. Janë aneti do tajme, ku kam liu s'po të haroj. Janë aneti po tajme, është tonë me shlejk, 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 shlejk. Jo ti vazhdo me shlejk.
What a dress.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This must be massive moments for the artist here too. You could just see that the passion in that performance is just next level, right?
It was next level, and like also her dress was phenomenal, and I'm so glad that we had that background of why her dress was that way and what reference it was making to Rozafa, I believe the name was.
I think so. I'm trying to find that name again.
I'm even having my Rozafa right down there at the bottom. Stop. Go to where they right there. Rozafa.
Nice. The Albanian legend of Rozafa, yeah. And that really fits into what it means for that moment of that 1 minute to make sure things go well. Because it's from that legend where for this moment of this castle and these blessings to happen, we need to sacrifice you.
Yeah, we need to sacrifice.
So unfortunately for this, that's what it's gonna take. And for that 1 minute to happen, the amount of sacrifice that's gonna
That's
need
gonna
to
have to happen.
it's gonna be something like that. And that's why we call it Mother Nature, y'all. Because we do it for the balance and the love.
And we do it for the balance and for the love. And what's really crazy is like I love how she looked like a flame. She really looked like fire itself.
Absolutely.
And then
She
to
was
be
the
wearing
spark.
the dress that was playing homage to the legend of Rozafa. And then also having when he was singing, he came in with the black and white.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the black and white is often
This is how it is.
This is how it is. It's black and white. There is no gray. This is as it is.
Yeah.
But then she had all the color and all the whimsy. He was all straight lines and sharp edges, and she was all circles and spirals.
The
and
phoenix in a way,
the phoenix coming up from the flame.
Changing the new norms.
Exactly. And so I love what you even said about Mother Nature, because if you look at Mother Nature, when there are massive forest fires in Europe.
Yeah.
The wind and the currents and everything then bring all that ash to then feed the Amazon, which is the biggest forest in the world.
Absolutely.
And then produces the most oxygen that then allows everything else to thrive. And so without having the burning of the forest fires that happen in one side of the world and that ash to be able to then have the nutrients to feed another forest.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have that
would
cycle.
Yeah.
And that's really what they're showing here. And even with that legend is that cycle. It's like, hey, the sacrifice has to happen, whether it's a forest fire sacrifice, whether it's the fire that they're talking about in to get that perfect minute.
That's why the mom was open for it, but still had a wish for something to thrive out of it, whether it was her son or for all the sons to kind of thrive, which is really just like all the humans to
And
thrive.
what's so interesting I love about that that legend that was there is they said in the legend specifically it was the youngest son who had the most faith. He was the one who was the kindest, the most steadfast. And so he didn't tell his wife because he was steadfast. He kept the secret. And because of his steadfastness, that also proved to show that his wife was also steadfast.
Yep.
because it takes one to know one. That's why it's like you can see each other. You can see when two people, because if I know who I am, then the person I'm going to be
It's like
with
the
is going to be
sacrifice of
similar.
Isaac and Abraham. You know,
Exactly.
they both had to willingly want to do it for it to happen so that
Exactly.
the real thing could come.
And then Rozafa was like, oh, okay, so now that you've let me know this, then I need to be willing to do this because we need to make sure these castle walls will stand. We need to make sure the
For
foundation is
protection.
firm.
Yeah.
So for the foundation to be firm, if that means that I have to be the one to make sure that the foundation is firm, then so be it. But let me have this one wish so that the foundation isn't just firm. It also supports and feeds and creates and builds and prospers. And that's what I think Zjerm is all about, is like,
I
hey, we
agree.
need a strong foundation, but we need to make sure that it's not just a foundation,
Not just
that
black and white.
it's not just black and white.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that
It need
this
to be flexible.
foundation is going to be able to withstand flexibility, so with able to withstand any earthquake, any movement, anything that could make it crumble. And it also needs to be able to preserve and to feed and to thrive and to be tender and care for one another, because it has to be a foundation that can support all,
Yeah.
not just support the weight of what is coming.
Yeah, it feels like such a universal message that I think a lot of people are yearning for right now too. And I think that's what a lot of the Eurovision songs really do. And that's why
Absolutely.
for us, it really captures our spirit and the storytelling behind this stuff. Visually, this is really cool too because the music video was intense. This live performance was extremely visually stunning, and it still felt even a bit not reserved in a bad way, but they didn't need to go so boombastic. It was really about like just the imagery of that dress that was really standing out, and the black, white, and red colors that are my three favorite colors to put in too. So it's just so visually stunning as well. Um, Really wish for the good luck for everyone
Absolutely.
who is doing Eurovision. But if this was the one that you did enjoy, Zjerm, please go and vote as many times as you can. You're probably gonna find a way to do 100 votes if you really checked
Sure,
it
you can
all out.
figure it out.
Which is really cool that they're giving everyone around the world to get a chance to put their vote in, because everyone around the world is probably watching this now. So I'm definitely looking forward to next year, and for that reason is to actually be in it from start to beginning. I mean, to finish, I really want to see how this pans out because we always see it in little moments like this
And snippets.
and snippets, and I think it'd be worth to really check out from start to finish. And obviously, this was an incredible though from Shkodra Elektronike, and thank you so much for spending time with us today, and thank you so much, Elendo, for this request. We are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, Ellendil. It has been such a treat going through Eurovision with you and being able to experience Eurovision for the first time, because Kyle and I are, at least
Well, it's a couple years we've done this.
Yeah, it is a couple years we've done this. That's what I'm saying. So like we haven't, up until meeting Ellendil, we have never really been introduced to Eurovision. We didn't really know much about it. So like you've really introduced us to a whole new wave of music and a whole new style of production that is just phenomenal. And to have Zjerm come on with such a beautiful piece that's so well done, and it's just this duo, is just absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, Ellendil, once again for bringing Eurovision back down the rabbit hole, and I can't wait to see what you have in store for us next. Please, definitely, everyone, go and vote and make sure that your favorite band from Eurovision is getting all the amazing votes. But hopefully, your favorite band is our favorite band, and it is Zjerm, because this was absolutely phenomenal. And I just want to say peace and love to all of you. Thank you so much for being here with us.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.